So if you just caught my review that I did on this is the Surface Pro 12-inch, and there's been some controversy on this. Why are they calling it a Pro? Comes in these really nice colors. This is the ocean color. I'll leave a link to my review in the description below. I also did an unboxing and first look video. Again, links for everything in the description below. But this was a pleasant surprise. It had a really nice display, 12 inches. It's got a 3:2 aspect ratio. It had a really nice 90 hertz refresh rate, not the 120 like its bigger siblings, but a big pleasant surprise, especially with battery life, getting over 20 plus hours on the video playback. In fact, like 22, 23 hours. Pretty amazing. But I have another one that they just announced, and of course I did my unboxing and first look. This is the Surface Laptop 13-inch. Again, very confusing here. So we have a 13.8-inch version that we looked at. We looked at the 15-inch version. Now we have this one, which is also running the Snapdragon X Plus, which is the same Plus processor from Qualcomm, which is the 42100 as the Surface Pro 12-inch. And again, we've gone over it. It's good for productivity work, Microsoft Office, email, web browsing. Stick to those. Watching movies, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, you'll be perfectly fine. But of course, we do get a lower resolution display than the 13.8-inch version. This one is 1920 by 1280. It has a 3:2 aspect ratio, a multi-touch display, no pen support like its bigger siblings, but of course, a pretty nice display. But one thing that you don't get like you get on the 13.8-inch and the 15-inch is this is a 60 hertz refresh rate, not the 120 like we saw on the bigger siblings. So that is a little bit disappointing. And this screen is, I would say it's okay. It's not going to be groundbreaking. It's got decent coverage of the color gamut. It's somewhat color accurate and does have some pretty good overall metrics we'll get into in this review. It's got a nice keyboard that is backlit. So unlike the Surface Laptop Go, I don't think that had a backlight unless you got a certain one. I don't know. There's no Windows Hello. There is a power button here that doubles as a fingerprint scanner. No haptic touchpad like you get on the bigger siblings. This one is a traditional style touchpad, worked perfectly fine for scrolling, gestures, and all that. That was very good. But the biggest surprise is the build, is how good this is. All metal, premium design, thin, it's light, and it's definitely very portable. So if you're looking for a smaller Surface laptop, this might be the one to go with. Again, there are some compromises here. No Surface Connect port that you can get on the bigger siblings. No micro SD card reader like you get on the 15-inch version. So there are some things missing here that make this a little bit of an enigma in a lot of ways. Like, who is this for? Why is it there? And why didn't they put a better display on this? These are some of the questions we'll ask here in this review. But it does have very good battery life, extremely good battery life, nearly 24 hours video playback. We'll get into it now. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is the Surface Laptop 13-inch, brand new for 2025, coming up. So we're gonna start off with build and design. It's light, it's thin, it's got some excellent build quality, no give or flex. This is a premium metal design that we've come to expect from the Surface line. It's as good as the bigger siblings. It's not the Surface Laptop Go, which was a lesser quality that had a plastic bottom. This is all metal. Now, this is upgradable storage from what I understand, but I haven't opened it up yet, but it should be upgradable. Now, it is UFS storage, so keep that in mind. Not quite as fast as the SSD. As ports are concerned, you do get a USB-A port and a headphone jack on the left side. On the right side are two USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports. They're not USB 4.0, so that's another difference from this over its bigger siblings. And there is no Surface Connect port on this model, so you'll have to use USB Type-C. The big gripe I had with the Surface Pro 12-inch is that both of those USB-C ports were on the right side. Same thing here. This would have been better to split them up or added one on the left side. That would have been the best possible scenario. Not something we get, but I wanted to point that out. So that's the port selection. And as far as the Wi-Fi, you have Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth combo card works fine on this. No issue with either one. And as far as the storage, that is upgradable. You can see from the reads and writes, you can see these are certainly fast enough what you need to do. The storage is UFS storage, and it is perfectly fine for the reads and writes for what you need this laptop to do. So not an issue there. Let's talk performance here. And as we saw with the Surface Pro 12-inch. It has the same processor, an 8-core processor from Qualcomm, the Snapdragon X Plus, and that one, of course, did well with single multi-core. It's not going to blow you away. It's not going to do quite as well as Snapdragon X Elite. But it does certainly hold its own. And if you're going to do Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, this certainly can do the job. I wouldn't do gaming on this. The Adreno graphics are not meant for that. Thermals are going to be pretty good on this. It never got overly hot, and it's very quiet. In fact, one of the quietest laptops I've reviewed in a very long time. The surface temperatures remained very cool to the touch, even under load. So that's been good. But the graphics are not going to be that great. I'm going to just tell you right off the bat, judging from the 3D Mark scores, it's really not that great. The Intel Arc graphics are a better solution. The Radeon graphics from AMD are a much better solution as far as integrated. So these Adreno graphics, not so great. They could use some improvement, and gaming has been pretty much hit or miss. So just keep that in mind. But you're not buying this to do AAA titles, but it would have been nice to have an improvement there. Not just there yet. I couldn't get Linux to run on this. I tried, but I couldn't get it to run. Windows on ARM and Linux has a way to go apparently, but apparently that is coming. I don't know. Couldn't get it to work on this. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, and that would be not the display, not the performance, but the battery life. It's been pretty incredible. In fact, I got nearly 24 hours on the video playback on the PC Mark X test. That was amazing. And real world mixed usage, well, all day battery life. Let's just get it right out of the way, and then some. That's how good it sips battery. It really is pretty power efficient, and it is really great for longevity. Now, the good news is they do include the power adapter in the box, unlike the Surface Pro 12-inch, which is an extra cost. This, they at least give it to you, so thank God for that. And again, there is no Surface Connect port on this unit. They chose not to put one in, and there is no USB 4.0 for those wondering. All right, let's talk pricing here. And you're looking at, what, a starting price of $899, 16 gigabytes of memory, 512 gigabytes for this particular model. I think there's a model for 256 gigs of UFS storage. Stay away from that. I don't think anybody should buy that. You would want to go with this model. And of course, students, military teachers get discounts from Microsoft, so make sure you take advantage of that. All metal design. The keyboard is very good. Let's talk about that. The key travel is very good. It's a backlit keyboard. That's worked out well. So typing out documents, emails, and the like, whether it's in a dark room or not, has worked out really great on this. A very nice keyboard. I'm a big fan of the Surface keyboards, and this is another one that I kind of like. Now, the touchpad worked out pretty well. Now, it's not a haptic touchpad like you get on the Surface 13-inch, 13.8-inch, and the 15-inch, which is a Sensile haptic touchpad. This one is a traditional style touchpad. It's nicely sized, and scrolling gestures all worked well, very responsive. So no complaints on the touchpad front. And like I said earlier, this is a touchscreen display. And speaking of the display, this is going to be 1920 by 1280, a 3:2 aspect ratio, multi-touch, as I mentioned, no pen support. And it also has 60 hertz in terms of the refresh rate. Unfortunately, they could have put a 90 hertz. They chose not to do that. They have 60 hertz here, which is not great. I'll be honest with you. They were able to put a 90 hertz in the Surface Pro 12-inch. They put a 60 hertz on this one. That's a big negative in my book, but that's just the way it is. Minimal screen wobble, decent for watching movies, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, all that stuff worked out pretty well. It's not an HDR display like you get on the bigger siblings, but it is a good display nonetheless. No OLED option like you get on the Surface Pro 13-inch. Of course, you can't get an OLED either on its bigger siblings, the Surface Laptop 13.8-inch or the Surface Laptop 15-inch. Kind of wish that was the case. So overall, this is a pretty nice display for doing very basic stuff. But again, content creation and stuff, it'll be fine. It's got decent coverage of the color gamut. It's somewhat color accurate, and it does have good contrast, good black levels, good white points, and all that jazz. It is a pretty bright display, so that has been pretty good. And the glossiness is not too bad. It's pretty good. So I didn't see a lot of glare and reflection, although it is not a matte display, but they did a pretty decent job in terms of reducing the glare and reflections. No face recognition with an IR camera here. It does have a 1080p camera, we'll get to in a moment, but it does have the power button, which is the second from the right there, next to the delete key, a little bit more inset, so you don't get an accidental press, and that also doubles as your power, but that also doubles as your fingerprint scanner. Now, the 1080p camera worked out very well. It has all the studio effects. It's a non-IR camera, so no face recognition, as I mentioned, but I want you to check it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Now, let's give it a look and a listen. So this is the camera on the brand new Surface Laptop 13-inch here for 2025. 1080p camera. It's not IR. If you want to log in with we can't do face recognition. You'll have to use the power button, which doubles as a fingerprint scanner for Windows Hello. What do you think about the video quality? What do you think about the audio quality? Let me know. Now, it does have the studio effects. You got the auto framing, the background blur here, the standard blur, the portrait blur. Eye contact, you also have that here. So it's all there. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, like its bigger sibling, this does have the omnisonic speakers, which emanate from the keyboard. So no speaker grills or anything like that. And the sound was actually pretty good. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, let's give it a listen. So overall, what do I think about the Surface Laptop 13 here for 2025? 13-inch, I should say. And I gotta say, this one is a little bit more disappointing than this one. Again, I was a little bit more up on this one, a little bit more surprised at how good this was over this. Now, the big things here for me are lack of a high refresh rate display. Again, it's a good display, but it could have been better. And again, I understand they don't want to cannibalize the sales of their more expensive line. Performance was perfectly fine. Outstanding battery life, as I mentioned, but the display to me is a little disappointing considering what it could have been. But I really like this all-metal design. It's a very premium feel. It's not cheap feeling. It's a much more premium feel than the Surface Laptop Go. This is not the Surface Laptop Go in that respect. It's a no-give or flex in the chassis. It's thin, it's light. It's a premium, nice metal design. I'm really loving this design, and I love the ocean color here. So overall, it's a pretty nice design, and again, much better than I expected, but the display to me was the one holding me back from this one a little bit. I kind of wish it was a higher refresh rate and a higher resolution. You don't get it. I understand why they did it, and that's making this a little bit harder of a sell considering you can get a Surface Laptop 13.8-inch on sale. They generally run a lot of sales, and the prices do fluctuate, but sometimes you can get it $7.99, $8.99, making this a harder sell. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. Now, as we're making our push for 250,000 subscribers, we're almost there, 225,000, so almost halfway there. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support we've been getting. I also want to let you know, if you are a casual viewer of my content, why not hit that subscribe button? It doesn't cost you anything, and it certainly helps support the channel. If you're going to buy the Surface Laptop like this one or any of the others, check out the links in the description below. Yes, they are affiliate links, and no, I don't get a big commission, maybe a small commission. That certainly goes to help support the channel. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video.